Today, I rise to defend Chuck Schumer. No, wait, not quite to defend. I really did feel that his recent speech on the Senate floor, despite the fact that what he said, calling for election in Israel, are sentiments felt by a majority of Israelis and a majority of American Jews. The fact of the matter is, it was delivered at the wrong time, in the wrong place. But the criticism that he has received for this speech might have gone overboard. For example, Ari Fleischer, former White House press secretary, says this was one of the most disgusting speeches ever given in the Senate. One of the most disgusting speeches ever given in the Senate. Well, I mean, there's been a lot of speeches given in the Senate. I can't believe that this was one of the most disgusting. But it is taken a bit further by Rabbi Steve Krasansky, writing on Arutz Sheva. Why is Schumer like a lapdog with a bone? Schumer's obscene outburst, which he has since tried to partially retract, was revolting both in style and substance. Obscene, revolting. And then he continues, Schumer has always fancied himself Israel Shomer, a play on his name, but he has more consistently been throughout his career a schemer, a partisan hack. Schumer now has the dishonor of being the highest elected American Jewish official ever to betray Israel. Did he really betray Israel? And of course, Caroline Glick is not going to let these critics get away with their soft touch approach. So she writes, Chuck Schumer is a total disgrace. Not only isn't the man who says that Prime Minister Netanyahu isn't fit to lead Israel not fit to lead the Senate, he isn't fit to lead a synagogue men's club. Whoa. Now you're really hitting below the belt. He deserves to be primaried by AOC, you know, Alexa Ortega and that. She's a more convincing anti-Semite. He's an anti-Semite? Do I have to remind all of his critics and all of you that just a few months ago, when 300,000 American Jews gathered in Washington, D.C. to protest on behalf of the people and state of Israel, Senator Chuck Schumer was one of the main speakers. I think we can all learn a lesson from one chapter in this week's Torah portion of Tzav, which describes the ways in which various groups that made up the community were enabled to find expiation for their sins by means of a sacrifice. It lists all the different segments of society, and it tells what each had to bring in order to be forgiven. Each of these groups is introduced with the word im, which means if. Im Kohen HaMashiach Yechter. If the anointed priest should sin, then this is what he should do. Im Nefesh Achat Yechter. If the ordinary person should sin, then this is what he should do. Im kol adat Yisrael yechpeh. If the whole congregation should sin, then this is what he should do. In all these cases, the word im, if, introduces the discussion. There's just one exception. When it comes to the Nasi, the leader of the community, it does not say im, if the leader should sin. Instead, it says asher, which means when. When the leader sins, then this is what he should do. Why the change? A great biblical commentator, Rabbeinu ben Asher, explains it in this way. Binasi hiskir achet bevadai. In connection with a leader, there is no if. If a leader is if you're a leader, you're bound to sin. It's a certainty. And he explains, Kimida tagaiva shehechet mitzuya imo tamid, because the quality of pride, which is the source of sin, is constantly present within him. Think of what Rabbeinu Asher is saying. If you're a leader, you're almost bound to be proud. It's the very nature of the position. A leader never has to look for a parking place or wait for a bus. Everything is done for him. Everyone caters to him. And very few people are so bold or so untactful to criticize him. He's surrounded by yes men and frequently yes women. And so he's bound to become proud. It's this arrogance of power, which is the chief occupational hazard of every leader. Even those who start off being humble end up being arrogant. Therefore, it does not say if a leader will sin, but when a leader will sin. For he is bound to. The Torah does not condemn the leader for sinning. It understands the temptation that confronts a person who holds a position of power. And you know what? In some ways, we're all like Chuck Schumer. We're all leaders, whether it's in our business, in our homes. And you know what else? This is not a world of saints. It's our tradition which teaches, Ein tzaddik ba'olem asher yaseh tov v'lo yachta. There is none so righteous in this world who does not sin. It's all of us. It's the Chuck Schumers of the world, and me, and you. So let's not judge on one speech. It doesn't make you an anti-Semite or a lapdog or all the other unfortunate words that were used to describe this one man who's always been proud of his Judaism and a strong supporter of Israel. You know what he deserves, and you deserve what McDonald's used to offer. You deserve a break today. Shabbat Shalom.